Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Sunday of the new year, 2021. And being that it's the first Sunday of the new year, I thought we'd do something a little bit different in that we take a look at a scripture text that could be read in our churches, especially in the Catholic churches, our Lutheran ranks and Episcopalian ranks, maybe not so much in the other churches, because it's a book from what's known as the Apocrypha. Apocrypha, a group of books that were written basically in that time between the Testaments, between the last of the Old Testament scriptures that were written and then our New Testament scriptures. And we're going to read from Sirach. It's also known as Ecclesiasticus. It's also known as the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. All right, not Jesus, the Son of God, Jesus Christ. No, the son of Sirach, because remember, that name Jesus was a common name. It was Joshua. Jesus is just the Greek version of Joshua. All righty. So now that we have a little bit of background on this strange book, it was written, in the early part of the 2nd century BC, and it was a book written by Jesus, son of Sirach, who was a Jewish scribe and had a school where he taught wisdom literature, and he also taught ethical teachings, and that's basically what the book of Sirach is. As you're reading through parts of it, you'd be thinking, hey, am I reading from the book of Proverbs or what? Yeah, a lot of it is quite the same. And the reason it comes up as a reading for this Sunday in particular, one that we could use, is that it talks about something called wisdom, which is what the book of Proverbs talks about as well too. Wisdom personified. And our reading from the Gospel of John talks about the Logos being personified. The Word made flesh. Well, wisdom isn't made flesh, but wisdom has an important part in the life of the church. I'm going to read the passage from Sirach that we could be reading instead of from Jeremiah in our churches today. Wisdom will praise herself and will glory in the midst of her people. In the assembly of the Most High she will open her mouth, and in the presence of his host she will glorify. I came forth from the mouth of the Most High, this is what she's saying now, and covered the earth like a mist. I dwelt in high places, and my throne was in a pillar of cloud. Alone I have made the circuit of the vault of heaven, and have walked in the depths of the abyss. In the waves of the sea, in the whole earth, and in every people and nation, I have gotten a possession. Among all these I sought a resting place. I sought in whose territory I might lodge. Then the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, and the one who created me assigned me a place for my tent. And he said, make your dwelling in Jacob, and in Israel receive your inheritance. From eternity, in the beginning, he created me, and for eternity I shall not cease to exist. In the holy tabernacle I ministered before him, and so I was established in Zion. In the beloved city likewise he gave me a resting place, and in Jerusalem was my dominion. So I took root in an honored people, in the portion of the Lord, who is their inheritance. It's very poetic type of stuff, and it goes like that through the book of Sirach. And sometimes it's kind of tough reading too, and what makes it so difficult is the number of manuscripts we have for the book. It was written in Hebrew, then translated into Greek, and then some of that was translated back into Hebrew, then into a Syriac dialect, and then it was put into the Latin Vulgate. Oh my goodness. And what we've discovered is we've been able to recover various portions of manuscripts, and they sometimes don't say the same thing. So it makes it a little bit of a difficult read from time to time, but still, it helps us to understand the Sadducees and the Pharisees, because their whole school of thought arose from this type of teaching, this teaching on wisdom. And it was wisdom that the book of Sirach and other wisdom writings say, it's what instructed Moses himself, in his journeying to free the people from slavery in Egypt and move them on to the promised land. So it is good stuff. It's important stuff, and it can be fun too to read. So if you have a really good Bible like I do right here, well, let's just say it's kind of well-worn Bible. Many of them will have the Apocrypha in it, and you can pick it up and read it. And it's also a good idea maybe to read the introductory sections too, that kind of explain what's going on in the book. But wisdom looked at as a fine lady. Wisdom is feminine. A fine lady that participated in God's work of salvation for his people in pre-New Testament times. Just as the gospel writer John says, the Word became flesh, incarnate in Jesus, and it is through that incarnate Word, Logos of God, that we now find our salvation. Well, God's blessings be with you on this first Sunday of the new year, and hopefully it stays nice enough outside that you can do any traveling around that you need to do. But also remember, stay safe. A word of wisdom from me. Be safe until we all get a good shot in the arm. God's blessings be with you this day.